Good morning, guys. Can you hear me? Nifal? Nadira? Okay, Buddha. Buddha. Okay, let's get started. We don't have much more time. Yesterday, Nifal was not there in the database class. Where were you? Okay, so I have shared the screen with you guys. So, guys, carefully watch the things what I teach you. Okay, and here last I can remember not in the last class before, like previously we were just learning about only the console application when it comes to C sharp, isn't it? So I taught you just how you can code on console application சொன்னா just ஒரு command prompt ஒன்று மாதிரி தான் நீங்க டெவலப் பண்ணுவீங்க. So it's something like that. And today what we're gonna do is, instead of coding it in console application, we will be creating a form application, Windows form applications. That means something like this, where you will be having windows like buttons and then closing buttons, whatever you want. Okay, make, maximize, minimize, all these links and everything. So this is something which is known as Windows, isn't it? So why usually users are more into Windows? Since it is easy for the users to use, the users also like to use Windows form applications. Even when it comes to computer, user interface කියලා එකක් තියෙනවනේ. இப்போ நாங்கள் யூசர் இன்டர்ஃபேஸில் சொன்னால், யூசர் இன்டர்ஃபேஸில் வந்து நாங்கள் பொதுவாக சொல்கிறது வந்து, ஓகே folders, you will be having folders, you'll be having buttons, you'll be having new folders, that and this, isn't it? So this is really easy when it comes to a user to easily use it, rather than using a command prompt. Command prompt சொன்னால் கமாண்ட்ஸ் டைப் பண்ணி எல்லாம் ஓப்பன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு விட டபுள் கிளிக் பண்ணி ஓப்பன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு தான் மிச்சமே வந்து මනසට විරුපුවාங்க න. So එහෙම තමයි ඒ කියන්නේ. හිතන්නකෝ ළමයි ඔයාලම දැන් හිතන්න ෆෝල්ඩර් එකක් වුණත් දැන් ඔයා කමාන්ඩ් ප්‍රොම්ප්ට් එකේ ගිහින් ටයිප් කරලා කමාන්ඩ් එකක් ටයිප් කරලා ඕපන් කරනවට වඩා ඩබල් ක්ලික් කරලා ඕපන් කරන එක නැත්නම් බටන් එකක් තුලින් ක්ලික් කරලා ඕපන් කරන එක නිකන් ඒක මේ කමාන්ඩ් එකකට වඩා ඊසි නේද? එහෙනම් තමයි මේ Windows Form application කියන එක වැඩියෙන්ම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ මේක තමයි. හරිද? So command එකක් ලියලා ඒ command එකේ තුලින් අපි output එක දෙනවට වඩා මේක නිකන් attractive විදියට තියෙනවා. ඒ විදිය ඒ වගේම තමයි අපිට ඕන message එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේකෙන් ගොඩාක් benefits තියෙනවා. හරි? So I'll just show you how you can create a Windows form in Visual Studio C Sharp. Okay? So what you have to do, you have to go to the file in Visual Studio. There you will be having something a drop down menu where it says new, and then under the new you'll be able to find out something called project. හරිද? දැන් project එකක් create කරන්න ඔයාලට මෙහෙම යන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙමත් නැත්නම් shortcut key එකක් තියෙනවා control shift n කියන එක. Okay, so control shift n කියන key shortcut key එක පාවිච්චි කළාත් ඔයාලට මේ විදියට window එකක් open කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So in this window, it shows you all the related languages as well as applications that you will be able to create in Visual Studio. Okay, so here it shows the template as Visual C Sharp. Visual C Sharp එකේ ඔයාලට පුළුවන් web application create කරන්න, Android application, cloud application, ඒ වගේම ඔයාලට ගොඩාක් මෙතන තියෙනවා, isn't it? Visual Basic තියෙනවා, C++, but don't worry about all the other templates. We are going to learn about the Visual C Sharp. Okay, and under the Visual C Sharp, even if you just click on over here, you will be able to see the Windows Form application, WPF application, console application, ASP.NET web application, shared project application, libraries you can create. And then here they have given all the templates in this side as well. So මේ ඔක්කොම ඔයාලා ඇඩ්වාන්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට තමයි මේ libraries ඒ දේවල් ඔක්කොම ඉගෙන ගන්නෙ. Libraries and all, when you are doing object oriented programming, that is really useful. Okay, creating libraries and all. So ASP web application means if you wanted to create a website, that is also can be done using this. Okay, under this you can create a website as well. And console application we have already learned. Now let's create a Windows Forms application. Okay, Windows Forms application. This is really important, Putan, because most of the time, you guys, what you did do is you just click on WPF for some other thing, since it all look the same, and you create it, and then finally you want, like, wonder why it's not working, that and this. Okay, so you message and ask me, madam, it is not opening, the window is not coming, the properties are not showing. Okay, so this is a similar problem which usually all my students face. So make sure, Puta, you select this Visual Studio template, and under the Visual Studio, not Visual C Sharp template, and then under the Visual C Sharp, you have to select the form application. That is really must have. And then the next step is where you will give a proper name to the form application. දැන් හිතන්නකෝ ඔයාගේ ෆෝම් එකට ඔයා හොඳ නේම් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. library management system එකක් නම් library management system කියන එක ඔයාලා දෙන්න ඕනේ. Okay, so likewise you have to give a proper name. Okay, if you are working for a company, that company's name can be given as a name. Okay, since you're gonna have many more form applications in your computer, you better give a proper name to your applications. Okay, so we'll name this as database underscore design underscore development underscore demo killer. Okay, demo application. Okay, this is demo application for you guys. I have been named it, and then location එකත් ඔයාලට select කරගන්න පුළුවන් where you wanted to save this project කියන එක. So currently the location shows in my computer. It says that it is in the document, and there is a folder. It's in Visual Studio 2015, and inside that there is a project folder. It's in. So if you don't හිතන්න කොයා මේ project folder කියන එකේ ඇතුළේ නැතුව වෙන කොහරි save කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Okay, you are assuming that you wanted to save it in some other place, in the desktop or maybe in some other places, then you can use the browse button and you can save it in some other place as well. Okay, but I'll just keep it as this because I don't want to have it in other places. Okay, and solution, okay, just don't change it, create new solution, keep it as it is, and the name is the same. Okay, solution name is also the same. So finally you will select the form and give a name and click OK. පස්සේ මොනවා වෙයි නම් the DDD design that will be created like this, the form. Okay, then බලන්න blank form එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. You don't have any buttons or text boxes or labels or anything, isn't it? So ඔයාලට ඒ වගේ tables add කරගන්න ඕනේ නම්, ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට even you can add a grid, okay, to view the data. And if you wanted to have a panel, that also can be added. There are things, many things. Okay, check boxes are there, drop downs are there, combo box are there. Likewise, there are many tools available under the toolbox. Yeah, this is the toolbox. So here you can find out the buttons, text boxes, everything are here. Okay, all the things, whatever you want has been given over here. You can add this over here into the form in order to make it more attractive, if not more visible. Okay, all the things. That means if you don't have any buttons or anything, no point of having a form, right? So මේ buttons හැම එකක් මම පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි අපි මේ form එක හදාගන්න යන්නේ. And as I was teaching you the database yesterday, Puta, as you can remember, we created a database called DB, database designing and development, right? So we'll use the same database for this form. And what we're going to do is, instead of just typing the SQL command in the SQL Server Management Studio, we will be passing those values from the text boxes throughout clicking on a button into the database. තේරුණාද ඔයාලට? අපි මේ form එකේ ඉඳලා තමයි database එකට values ටික යවන්න යන්නේ, insert කරන්න යන්නේ මේකෙන් ඉඳලා. හරිද? එතකොට අපි ඒ database design කියන අර form එක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න යන්නේ. ඒකේ තියෙනවා hospital details කියන database එකක් තමයි අපි හැදුවේ නේද? Hospital details table එකක් තිබ්බා, and then we had another table called patient, isn't it? So we can use hospital or either database, this patient table as well. Let's use the hospital table. So what we're going to do is, so samara vita puta, if you couldn't find out the toolbox, what you can do is go to the view. Okay, view ekata giyama you will be able to see here something called toolbox. if not, there's a shortcut key for that. Control Alt key X. Okay, eka press karama you will be able to get the toolbox. Most of the time it would be there. If it is not there, you can get it from the view. Okay, that is also there. So toolbox එකට යමු. Then අපිට on button එකක් ඕන වෙනවා in order to insert the data, and we need text boxes. Okay, so you can filter it throughout searching over here. Text boxes තියෙනවා. You can use text boxes, and we need labels as well. Label එකක් තිබ්බොතින් තමයි අපිට මොනාරි මේ what is this is about. Okay, here you are getting all these labels just because they have added the label. Okay, even you can create like Visual Studio වගේ application එකක් ඔයාලට මේකෙන්ම හදා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Okay, that is up to you. You are the one who is going to develop. Okay, so let's add those labels and text boxes and everything over here, and we'll design it accordingly to this table. Okay, so this is the table. The table's name is table hospital. So අපි මෙතනට ගිහින් making hospital details කියලා type කරගමු. Okay, so before that let me copy this and paste it. We need some other labels as well. Okay, now another thing. So all these labels and text boxes, button, whatever the tool that you are using, will have its own property. Okay, property කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක මේ හැම එකකටම තියෙන එක. හරිද? Now even if you go to the view again, find out property window. Okay, here something like this. Property එකේ තියෙනවා the related all the thing, whatever it is related. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ text label text 1 කියන තියෙනවනේ. ඒ label 1 කියන එක අපිට change කරන්න පුළුවන්. label 1 කියන එක here text එක අපිට change කරා නම් මෙතන it will change over here as well. And whatever it is related, the font size, the color of it, the background color, the size, everything, the name of it, everything can be changed through the property. Property එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ එයා ගෙන කියන දේවල්නේ. என்ன இப்போ இத பத்தின விஷயங்கள் தானே ப்ராப்பர்ட்டின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டியை வந்து நீங்க இந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் விண்டோல இருந்து பார்த்துக்கொள்ளலாம். பாருங்க, நான் இந்த LL லேபிள் 2ன்னு சொல்லி செலக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு லேபிள் 2 system.windows.form.label කෙනෙක් මෙතන එනවා. Okay, so you can change whatever you want through this. Okay, so இப்போ இதுல வந்து உங்களுக்கு locations செட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், வேண்டியதை நீங்க உங்களுக்கு செஞ்சுக்கொள்ளலாம். So we'll keep this as it is, and then we'll type the name first of all. So මෙතන තියෙනවා text කියලා label 1 එකට. So we'll change the text into hospital details කියලා. Okay, so we'll name this as hospital details. Yeah, as you can see, this is how it would look like. Then ඔයාලට පුළුවන් උඩට ගිහින් මෙතන තියෙන font කියලා එකක්, font එක click කරලා here you will be able to see 3 dots over here. So click on top of it, then you will be able to see another window where you can select a different kind of a font, where you can change the size of the font, you can make bold, like things are there. Yeah, like this. අපි මෙහෙම තියාගමු. ඒ වගේම දැන් මේක හරි. And there is something called panel පුතා in the toolbox. හරිද? toolbox එකේ තියෙනවා panel කියලා. Panel can be used in order to separate things. Okay, මේ තියෙන panel කියලා. இத வந்து உங்களுக்கு separate பண்ணி வெச்சுக்கொள்ள, background color on வேரியா கொடுக்க, in order to make your form more attractive, you can use these panels. Okay, we'll add a panel as well over here. Panel එක select කරලා, let me change the background color of the panel into blue color. Okay, and then the text into, let's change the text color 4 color කියලා තියෙනවනේ. ඒකෙන් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් you can change it into white color, like this. This is how you modify everything. Using panels and all, you can modify. Even you can change the forms color. Okay, form එක select කරාම form background color එකක් පෙන්වනවා මෙතන. You can go to the background color, back color of the form, change it into white like this. Okay, you can do whatever you want. Okay, you can make it flat. Here flat කරන්න පුළුවන්, ගොඩක් දේවල් මේකෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන්, but for now we'll just keep it as it is, and then we'll add the label. According to this table, we are having ID, name එක තියෙනවා, and then address එක තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තියෙන address line 2 එකක් city එකක් තියෙනවා නේද? So we'll add all these details over here. So those are going to be passed through this. Okay, pass through these text boxes, the values. එතකොට මේ label එක මම select කරගන්නම්, label 2 එක. Let's change the text as enter the hospital ID නේද? එතකොට enter hospital ID. නැත්නම් ID කියලා දෙමු. Hospital detail නේ මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. So no need to change anything. We'll keep it as enter the ID. So the text would look like this. So we'll select the label again and then go here to the font and change the font size and the color if you want. We change කරමු font එක into the 12. Okay, this is enough. And we'll move the text box over here. Label එක එතන තියෙනවා, text box එක මෙතන move කරමු. And පුතා, there is a small button kind of thing. When you click over here, it would show you multi-line කියලා එකක්. So making what multi-line color, you can make it like you can increase the height of the text box as well. That can be done through the multi-line selection. Okay, we'll keep this as this. And also මෙතන users ලා insert කරනකොට ඒ text එක කොහොමද තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එකත් ඔයාලට මෙතනින් adjust කරගන්න පුළුවන්. How does the inserting input has to be, in which size, everything can be given. Okay, okay, we'll keep it as that. Now why I did this first is puta, because we're gonna duplicate, we can easily copy this for multiple time and then we can change only the text. හරිද? එතකොට අපි මේකම copy කරගමු. මේ දෙකම select කරගන්නම්. Control C, Control V. To the ID also we need one. To the name we need one. To the address we need one. To the address line 2 we need one. And to the city we need one. මෙච්චරයි තියෙන්නේ නේද? ඒකම එච්චරයි තියෙන්නේ. So that's all we need. Now what we can do through the this, what we can do is you can change the text, isn't it? Text එක මෙතන label එක change කරන්න පුළුවන්. So enter ID කියලා තියෙන තැනදී let's say enter the name කියලා. Okay, enter name, address line 1 කියන එක මෙතන add කරමු නේද? Address line 1. We are designing the form, that's it. I'll copy the same address line 1 and we'll change 1 into 2. Okay, and finally, but it is city, right? Okay, that's it. Adjust you can do the modification throughout the property using what? These text boxes and labels and everything. Okay, okay. Okay guys, and this line, address line එකට පොඩ්ඩක් අපිට ලොකු කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? Line 1 and line 2, because it won't be this small, right? This is in your hand. The designing, the user interface designing is in your hand. Okay, you are the one who is going to design it. Okay, fine. Now we are having an ID and the and name and the line 1, 2 and city. And finally we are having the button. Before that, guys, look at this properly. Then අපි form එක හදලා ඉවරයි. Form එකේ තියෙන button එකත් okay මේකත් හදාගමුකෝ. Make this as the insert button. Okay. Likewise, we can have update button, delete button as well. නේද? View button එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. View detail එකට. So first button 1 එකට we'll name it as insert කියලා. හරි? And the second button, let's say update. Third button, let's say this is going to be the delete button. And guys, another thing, for each and every text, or else it could be the form, whatever it is, it has its own name. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයාට නමක් තියෙනවනේ දැන් මං නිෆල් කියනවා නම් that is because you are having your name, right? I can identify you throughout your name, right? So even you can identify me throughout my name. So name කියලා එකක් තියෙන්නේ ඇයි identify කරන්න නේද කාව හරි. ඒ වගේම තමයි මේ text boxes, labels, buttons හැම එකකටම ඒකටම කියලා name එකක් තියෙනවා. When you scroll down the property, you will be able to see the text. At the same time, there is something called name. Okay. Text box 1, text box 2 කියලා හැම text box එකකටම name එකක් තියෙනවා. Here text box 2, text box 3 කියලා හැම names තියෙනවා. Okay, even for the button there are name button 1, button 2, 3 කියලා. හරිද? So unique names has been given. You won't be able to see another button 1 in the same form. Okay, in one form you will be having button 1 කියන එක විතරයි. And guys, you can change these names according to your need as well. ඔයාට ඕන විදිහට මේක change කරන්න පුළුවන්. So it would be really easy when it comes to coding. Okay. So මං මේ text box 1 කියලා තියෙන තැනදී ID එක තමයි insert කරන්න යන්නේ ඉඳ. Let's name this as txt text box එකක් තමයි underscore ID. Okay. මෙහෙම තියාගමු. So it is really easy for us to code later when we are coding. Okay. txt underscore could have changed here. Let's name this as txt underscore hospital underscore name, right? So h okay, that has been saved, name changed. So then we have to change this. Okay, this is txt id, this is hospital name. Okay, and let's change the third text box as txt let's say address, txt address underscore address. මං underscore තියෙන්නේ මට ලේසින්ද හරිද? You have to give the names according to your need. Okay, so if it is easy for you to understand, if it has the whole name, then it is better to give the whole name. Okay, but make sure to have something like txt btn, because since that is easy for us to identify separately that this is a text box, this is a label. If you are giving a name to the label, it's better to have the name as lbl. That is easy, understood. එතකොට ඔයාට පස්සේ වුණත් ඔයාට මේක label එකක්, මේක text box එකක් කියන එක easily understand කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මේකට මම txt a1 කියලා දෙන්නම්. මේකට අපි දෙමු txt underscore a underscore 2 කියලා දෙමු. මේකට අපි දෙමු text box name එක txt underscore city කියලා. හරි. දැන් අපි හැම text box එකකටම නමක් දීලා තියෙන්නේ. And then we have given proper names to each of these text boxes. Now it's time for us to give a name. For the label, it's not needed because using the label, we are not going to do any coding inside the form, right? අපි මේ label එක පාවිච්චි කරලා මොකුත් code කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැනේ. මේ text box එකේ type කරලා තියෙන ඒ value එක අරන් මේ button එකේ තුලින් database එකට යවන්න කියන එක තමයි code කරන්න යන්නේ. But we are not going to do anything with that label. This is just to give the idea to the user. users ලා මේ form එක බැලුවාම මෙතන ID එක insert කරන්න ඕනේ. මෙතන name එක දෙන්න ඕනේ. මෙතන line 1 එක දෙන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් එයාලට දන්නේ නැහනේ මේ text boxes වල මොනවද type කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Understood? So that is just to give the idea for them. So for that you can just have the name as it is. Okay, keep it as it is because no need to change it. Now for the button only we are going to, because since we're gonna have 3 or 2 buttons in our case, we'll name the button as btn underscore insert here. And for the update button, let's name the update button as btn, this is a button underscore update here. And for the delete button, let's say this is the delete button, btn underscore delete. Okay, fine. Now we have named all these properties as well as we have inserted everything and we have prepared the form as well. Then finally hari, then api may form එක run karata we cannot type, we can, even though now I'll start the program, but you won't be able to do any functions because there is nothing has been coded neither. ඔයාලට form එක බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් buttons තියෙනවා, හැම එකක්ම තියෙනවා, but still we cannot insert or we cannot just update or delete, we cannot do anything. Okay, so let it run. And another thing, to the insert and update or to these buttons also we can give a background color. Okay, so insert button එකට අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් green color වගේ color එකක්. Let it run and then I'll show you how it look like. After that we'll start to code. Okay, මේ තියෙන්නේ form එක දැන් මේ විදිහට එනවා. හරි, දැන් ඔයාලට මේ විදිහට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. It has been not updated. Okay, so we'll just see here. Now you can type things but you cannot just submit the thing. Okay, so since we have not completed it, okay, we'll close it. Now it's time for us to do few modification in this insert button. Okay, insert button එකට අපි දෙමු background color එකක්. Background color, let's change it into green color. Okay, it's in green. And update, let's say it's in yellow. It's too much name. A dark gold color kind of thing. And for the delete button, we can change it into red color. Okay, and the text also can be modified here through the font. එම එකටම property එකක් තියෙනවා that you have to remember that, because all these can be changed. The text can be changed, increased, everything can be done through this. Insert, update, all this can be done. Just make it as bold and nice. That's enough. නේ මේක හරි. එතකොට ඒකත් හරි. ඒ වගේම තව පොඩි දෙයක් කියලා දෙන්නම්. මෙතන බලන්න flat style කියලා එකක් තියෙනව නේද? ඒකෙන් ඔයා flat කියලා දුන්නාම the button would turn into flat, something like this. Okay, මේ වගේ flat වෙනවා. So that also can be done. Okay, fine. Now let's start to code. So in order to code, what you have to do is පුතා මේ insert button එක click කරාම මොනවාද වෙන්න ඕන කියන එක තමයි අපි code කරන්න යන්නේ නේද? So this is a method. Now earlier I have taught you when I was teaching you object oriented programming, that thing, that means object oriented කියන එකේ මම ඔයාලට කියලා දුන්නා. Even before that I have taught you all these objects are having methods and properties කියලා නේද? So these things are known as properties, the thing you are looking at. Okay, hospital details, may form එකේ මොනවාද තියෙන්නේ? Enter ID, enter name, මේ දේවල් ඔක්කොම properties. Okay, you are having insert, but these all are property. But yeah, buttons are known as methods. Okay, so address line 1 මේ දේවල් ඔක්කොම property නම් insert කියන එක method එකක්. Update කියන එක method එකක්. Something is happening, isn't it? So looking at the form you can say okay, form is looking like this, it has these properties and everything. But inserting is something happening, right? Updating is something happening, deleting is something happening. That means it's a function. If not, we can call it as a method, isn't it? So I have taught you this. So අපි මේ insert button එකේ තමයි code එක පටන් ගන්න යන්නේ, because we gonna insert data from this form into the database. මේකට අපි තාම මොකුත් නැහැනේ මෙතන. There is no any values. We are going to insert it from here, through here. So for that, Puta, you have to double click on this button. Then you will be able to see the btn insert click method taker. So no need to do anything, okay? Just go here and on top of the button, you will double click. Then you will be taken to the method. Then method dekhe mukut code karla na, but we are the one who going to code it. Okay, we are the one who going to program what actually has to happen. What's that? Okay, so we are the one who is going to code it. So api monada karanne yanne nan, first thing, okay, first of all we have to give the connection to the database, because database is in Microsoft Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and we are currently using Visual Studio, but there is no any connection neda puta. එතකොට අපි කියන්න ඕනේ මේ server එක තියෙන්නේ, මේ server එකේ මේ වගේ database එකක් තියෙනවා කියන එක අපි කියන්න ඕනේ කාටද? Visual Studio එකට කියන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට ඔයාලා මුලින්ම මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ නම්, soon after designing and everything, keep this method as it is. අපි මෙතන තාම මොකුත් code කරන්න පටන් ගත්ත නැහැ. ඒක code කරන්න පටන් ගන්න කලින් මෙයා මේ වගේ එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියන එක අපි කියන්න ඕනේ කාටද? Visual Studio එකට. Database design and development කියලා database එකක් තියෙනවා කියන එක අපි කියන්න ඕනේ Visual Studio එකට. So for that, what you do is you will be going to the tools. Under the tool there, you will be able to see something called connect to server. Remember this, not connect to server, sorry, connect to database. Okay, server is already connected. So under the connect to database, you will be able to see data source. Data source will change it into Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, and press OK. Then now it is asking you to give the server name. So what you can do, you can go to the SQL Server Management Studio and database engine එකට යන්න. මෙතනින් තමයි ඔයාගේ server name එක දෙන්නේ. So copy the server name from here and get back again to the Visual Studio and paste the server name over here. That's it. Then automatically you will be able to see all the databases in this server. Okay, it's loading. So instead of just selecting from the drop down, even you can hear all the databases are being showed here. All these are here. In the database එකේ තියෙන හැම එකක්ම මෙතන පෙන්නනවා. ඔයා server name එක දුන්නා. Okay, all these are showing over here as well. So what you can do, drop it down here. We wanted to use what? Database design and development කියන මේක නේද? මේක තමයි අපි දැනට use කරන්න ඕනේ. Then click on it, and then what you do is click OK. That's it. Now the database has been connected with the Visual Studio. තේරුණාද? Database එක then Visual Studio එකත් එක්ක connect වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Now if when you then තව එකක් තියෙනවා in the Server Explorer කියලා තව එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay, in Visual Studio there is something called Server Explorer. So when you get into that, you will be able to see the server here. Database design and development server is here. Am I clear? Another, then make a drop down karama, you will be able to see the tables again, like the same thing. Yeah, HID, H name, address, line 1, line 2, everything has been given. Okay, let's keep it as it is. Now we'll get back again to the codings, and then මුලින්ම අපි මොනවද කරන්න යන්නේ නම්, so මම ඔයාලට මේකෙන් explain කරන්නම් පොඩි දේවල් තියෙනවා. then මෙතන using system collection generic ඒ වගේ data drawing මේ ඔක්කොම තියෙනවනේ. So all these are puta using කියලා මෙතන එන හැම එකක්ම, it is something called library in your computer. Okay, in your Visual Studio, as I have already taught you, object oriented එකක් නම්, even if you are programming, there is something called libraries. Okay, program doesn't work alone. Okay, it required some libraries as well. Okay, එතකොට ඒ libraries ඔක්කොම already code කරලා තියෙන්නේ. You don't need to worry about it. So they have already code all the libraries. It has been kept in a place. Okay, even we can view it and then we should not change anything. Okay, so making alter පුළුවන් මොකුත් බලා change කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාට ඕන නම් තව libraries ඕනේ නම් additionally using system data ඒ වගේ ඔයාට add කරගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Okay, but here we no need anything. We'll get into the using here. We are currently working on this namespace demo කියන එක application එකක්. application කියලා අපි දුන්නනේ DDD demo application කියන namespace එක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. And public party, okay, partial class form එක. This is the one which has been abstract. Form කියන එක form 1 එකෙන් ඉඳලා abstract වෙලා තියෙනවා. Okay, so form 1 එක. Okay, so this is the abstraction. We have learned it. Keep it as it is, and inside the method now what we're going to do is me public method එකේ ඇතුලේ අපි public form initialization component එක එහෙමම තියන්න. Because of this only the entire construction would be happen. This is a constructor. Okay, මේ method එකට අපි කියන constructor කියලා. මෙයා තමයි construct කරන්නේ. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම construct කරලා run කරන්නේ. මේ methods හැම එකක්ම construct කරලා run කරන්නේ මෙයා තමයි. So let's keep it as it is, and now it is time for us to create the connection string. අපි දැන් මොනවද කරන්න යන්නේ නම් let's code few programs in order to make the connection in between the database and the Visual Studio. හරිද? එතකොට තමයි connection එක තිබ්බොතින් තමයි අපිට database එක connect කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ මේ form එකත් එක්ක. Am I clear? We can have the if we have the connection properly, then it is easy for us to connect the database with the form easily. So for that we have to code something called SQL. Okay, SQL connection එක තමයි අපි මුලින්ම ඕන වෙන්නේ. SQL connection එකට අපි දැනට con කියන එක නම දෙමු. Okay, okay, SQL data system එකත් අපි add කරගන්න වෙයි මෙතන. Using මේ library එකත් add කරගන්න. When you are using the database you have to have this library. System dot data dot SQL client SQL client කියන මේ library එක add කරගන්න. Then you can easily connect the database. Now we have given a variable name as con. ඔයාට ඕනේ නමක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. SQL connection එකට දැනට අපි දීලා තියෙන නම තමයි con කියන එක. New object එකක් හදාගමු මෙයාට. SQL connection එකට. Connection එකට අපි new object එකක් හදාගමු. ඒකේ තුල තමයි අපි මේ path එක දෙන්න යන්නේ. Okay, we are going to give the path where it is කියන එක මෙතන තමයි දෙන්න යන්නේ. මෙයාට තමයි කියන්න යන්නේ. So this con is the one who is going to carry out the location. මෙයාට අපි address එක කියනවා වගේ. We are telling that where is the database, the name of the database, everything will be given to whom? To this con. Okay, so ඒක අපි බලා ගන්න ඕනේ මෙතනින්. Server Explorer එකේදී database එක select කරාම under the property you can see the connection string. Data source මේ තියෙන්නේ. මේක ඔක්කොම select all දෙන්න, control A, copy it, and then come here and paste it inside in between the double quotation. So here it says the name of the database is what, where the server's name is what, the password, initialization, everything has been given. Okay, මේ තියෙන්නේ database design and development database එක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. හැම දෙයක්ම it's like we are giving the address to the con. Con is carrying this address now. Let's keep it as it is because he is the one who is going to do all the other modifications, whatever it is needed. And then below the connection we have to have something called SQL command because we are going to command the what buttons. Okay, we are going to give the commands. CMD කියලා මෙයාට නම දෙමු. Okay, and then what else we need? For now this is enough. Command and connection is enough. Let's get into the button. Let's go to the form. Oh, what has happened? Oh, again, what has happened? Okay, since these methods has been opened, we cannot change the name of the text boxes. ඔයාලා method එකක් මේ වගේ open කරන්න කලින්ම තමයි ඒක change name එක change කරගන්න ඕනේ. හරි? මම මේක delete කරන්න. Paste and paste. Okay, I think we have to give the names. If not, it's hard for us. txt underscore id, txt underscore name, txt underscore address underscore bill underscore one. txt underscore, let's say name. Insert button එක විතරක් දැනට එඩ් කරගන්න. Later you can, when we are coding, we can insert the other button as well. Now it is, we don't have much time. That style, that make it as bold. Insert. Okay, save it. Let's save it. Control S, save it. Okay, now we have given the connection. The connection has been given. Now inside the insert button, we are going to code. Okay, මේ code එක අපි කරන්න යන්නේ insert button එකේ ඇතුලේ. Insert එක click කරාම what has to happen කියන එක. So double click on the insert button, then you will be taken into the insert button method. Okay, insert button method. This is, I deleted it. Then make ඇතුලේ තමයි button one කියලා තමයි තියෙන්නේ. We didn't change the name නේද? We didn't change the name. Here button one කියලා තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Okay, we'll keep it as it is. But in your case, you better give proper names, okay, before you start coding. So the first thing what you have to do is we have to open the connection. We have to say that connection, SQL connection එකක් තියෙනවා, ඒක open කරගන්න කියලා අපි මෙයාට කියන්න ඕනේ. Okay, open කරලා ඉවරයි. Then open කරගත්තට පස්සේ අපි මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ නම් string variable එකක් හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. Okay, we have to create a variable in string data type. You can name it as whatever you want. You can even name it as SQLed or whatever it is. I'll name it as ed කියලා. Okay, ed කියලා කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. මෙයා තමයි මේ දේ දෙන් කරන්න යන්නේ. Insert එක කරන්න යන්නේ මෙයා තමයි. හරිද? So inside we'll say that insert into which table? TBL hospital. නේද? මේක හරියට දැනගන්න ඕනේ. You have to give the proper name. TBL, even though if there is one letter is missing, it won't work. Hospital, is it capital or simple? Simple, ne? Hospital. Okay, this is the data table's name. Insert into hospital table, TBL as the hospital table. Then we are going to pass the values. Values, before that, we have to set that inside what you have neda. In this table whatever that you are having HID එක තියෙනවා නේද HID H name මේ හැම එකක්ම තියෙනවානේ we can copy it from here say H underscore ID comma what else we have H underscore name underscore name. That's why we are giving proper names for this. Okay, if not it is hard for us ne? H ed 1 ne and ed 2 1 then make up ඉගෙන ගත්තා in the SQL class, right? Insert query, that is what we are coding over here. 2 and finally we are having the city. Okay, so then we have said that in this table these are the text fields which has been given, and now we are going to pass the values. Okay, pass the values from the database, not from the form. Okay, a form එකේ ඉඳලා අපි pass කරන්න ඕනේ නම් we have to tell it in a proper way. That means single quotation එකක් add කරන්න ඕනේ. Inside the single quotation you'll be having double quotation plus plus. In between the plus plus you will say that txt dot text box එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ text box එකේ ඉඳලා text එක අරන් id එකට දෙන්න. Okay, txt id text box එකෙන් ඉඳලා ඒ value එක අරන් hid කියන එකට pass වෙන්න ඕනේ. You can copy the same again, paste it, but this is going to be what? It's not the id txt name neither. This is also has to be changed as a underscore 190 txt 1 again paste it txt 92. Finally we are having the what txt city name. Okay, and finally you can have a comma and con connection එක මේකටත් දෙන්න. Okay, clear, is it clear? So what we have done is we have created one variable called ed, okay, which is string. String කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා දන්නවද? Taught you that as well නේද? I have taught you. In string කියන්නේ variable එකක් කියන එක ඔයාලට දන්නව නේද? Variable type එකක්, isn't it? So you have to give the string data type as over here. Okay, ඔයා data type එක දුන්නට පස්සේ මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ නම් you have to tell it in a proper way where the hospital, okay, insert into කියන එක ඔයාලට දන්නවා. Okay, insert into කියන එකෙන් තමයි අපිට open කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ insert කරන්න පුළුවන් into the table නේද? So insert into the table's name, which is the name of the table which is in the database nේද? So in the database we have two tables. One is we can say, wait, give me a minute. Okay, one is TBL hospital, and then we have another table called TBL patient නේද? So a table patient නැත්නම් TBL hospital එක තමයි අපි insert කරන්න ඕනේ. But since we are using what in this form itself, we have said that මේ form එකේ අපි insert කරන්න යන්නේ මොනවද කියලා? we have said that from this table we are going to insert into the hospital form. Hospital table එකට තමයි මේ select මේකෙන් අපි යවන්න යන්නේ නේද, data එක යවන්න යන්නේ කියන එක අපි කියලා තියෙන්නේ, isn't it? So you have to properly say that we are going to insert the data from this table, okay, from this table, from this form to this table කියන එක. Okay, I don't know whether you got it. Okay, wait, give me a minute. Open another file and I'll explain. Just close it. There. Okay, ඔයාලට මෙතන තේරෙනවනේ මේක. මේකෙම පටන් ගමු. නැත්තම් මං හිතුවා තව ෆෝම් එකක් හදමු කියලා. It's okay, we'll just do it in here itself. So you know that there is a table called TBL hospital. So here from we are to the head we are telling, okay, මේ variable එකට කියනවා insert කරන්න මේ table එකට. ඒ table එකේ තියෙනවා HID, HName, මේ කොහොම තමයි fields එක. Values has to be passed from these text boxes. Okay, you know that there are text boxes near the, okay, there are text boxes in your form the text boxes here. This form you are having under the design, you are having text boxes. So from these text boxes only the values has to be passed. Okay, the users are the one who will be typing, then the values will be passed. So මේ විදිහට තමයි ඒ values ටික අරගන්න. And you will be taking the values like this. In between the single quotation there would be a double quotation, plus plus කියලා add කරලා you have to type the text box names. You have to mention that this is a text box කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් කියන්න ඕනේ. Then we are passing the text name, everything has to be properly passed through these text boxes. Finally connection එක අපි වෙනම string එකකින් add කරගමු. That's it then. Okay, that's all you have to do in this line. After that, what we can do is, let's say connection string එක දැන් අපි command එකක් කියන එක අපි කියන්න ඕනේ. Okay, මේකේ command එකක් නැත්නම් නිකන් අපි කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. But still the computer doesn't know, or else even Visual Studio doesn't know whether it is a command or not කියන එක නේද? ඒකට අපි අනිවාර්යෙන් කියන්න ඕනේ මේක command එකක්ද නැද්ද කියන එක. So let's say we have already created one variable to the command. Here cmd කියලා එකක් හදලා තියෙනවානේ. එතකොට අපි මෙතන කියමු cmd, okay, cmd you are equal to new command, SQL command. මෙතන තමයි අපි තව object එකක් හදලා කියන්නේ new SQL command. What are the command? Ed කියන එක තමයි command එක. මෙතන තියෙන්නේ මේක ed එක තමයි command එක. ඒකට connection එකක් දෙන්න, SQL connection එකක් දෙන්න, CON එකක් දෙන්න. That's it. I need to close it with the semicolon. And then මේ command එක අපි execute කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. දැන් මෙතන නම් අපි command එක select කරලා execute කරනවා නේද? In SQL Server Management Studio. But here we have to say that cmd is the command dot execute කරන්න මේ non query එක. You automatically execute it. We are not going to select it and execute it. You just have to execute it. And finally, close the connection. Since it has been opened, we have to close the connection as well, like this. That's it. We are telling that open the connection එක open කරන්න. Then අපි කියනවා SQL connection එක open කරන්න කියලා කියන්නේ මේ database එකට authority එක දෙන්න. So this command has to have a connection between the database. So then we are telling inside the database there's a table and this has to be added and everything. After that we are telling this is a command. Actually it is a command. Okay, it's a command. So it has to be selected and then it has to be executed. It's a none query. You have to execute it, and finally we are closing the command as well. Make it clear that this is how you do the inserting through the form into the database. So now we can run the program and see how does the program work, whether the data are being inserted or not. Let's run it. Okay, then මම මෙතන 1 කියන ID එක දෙන්න. Name එක අපි කියමු ආසිරි කියලා. And then line 1 එක, let's say 10/2 or something, and then Simpera. Just type one value and you insert the data. Okay, so it has been inserted, and finally what we can do is whether අපිට දන්නේ නැහැ insert වෙලාද නැද්ද කියන එක බලන්න. So finally if it got inserted, message box එකක් පෙන්වන්න කියලා අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, then අපිට ගිහින් බලන්න පුළුවන් whether the data has been inserted or not. Here what we can do is we can refresh it, close it, and again open the hospital. Here, our city, hospital name, everything has been inserted. Am I clear? Now, did we inserted it manually or through here, or did we just run the form and then we inserted through here neither? We didn't do any other thing. Okay, then අපි make a command එක execute උනාට පස්සේ මෙතන අපි කියමු message box එකක් පෙන්වන්න කියලා. හරිද? message box එකක් පෙන්වන්න කියලා කියමු. dot show කරන්න, saying that let's say inside this, let's say message successfully inserted කියලා. හරි? නැත්නම් success කියන message එක එන්න ඕනේ කියලා කියමු. හරි? Now let's run the program. And again I'll type another ID 2 and name, let's say MK. We'll say line 1 එකේ 12. This one is just test city. Insert. Yeah, success message again. Okay, so then අපිට තව දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ success එක ආවට පස්සේ finally මේ හැම එකක්ම මෙහෙමම තියෙනවනේ. This should be null. Okay, again අපි මෙතන ගිහින් delete කරලා ආයේ value එකක් type කරන්න ඕනේ නැහනේ. So what we can do is instead of that we can say that මෙතනින් මේ message එක පෙන්නලා ඉවර වෙලා, also we can say that this comma a success message, and let's say message box button dot says okay, and then comma message box icon එක අපි කියමු dot asterisk. Okay, message box එක මෙහෙම success අර පොඩි message එකක් එනවට වඩා button එකක් ඒ වගේම button message box icon එහෙම එකක්ම තිබ්බොතින් it would look more attractive, right? Like it would look more professional. So then මේ message box එක පෙන්නුවට පස්සේ txt id.text එක තියෙනවනේ, id.text box එකක් තියෙනවනේ. This should be blank. There should not be anything. Okay, like this. And then txt name dot text should be equal to nothing. Again, txt address line 1 dot text should be equal to nothing. Again, txt line 2 also should be text is equal to nothing. Finally, txt city dot text that's it. අපි කියනවා මෙතනින් මේ message box එකකින් අපි okay කරාට පස්සේ all the fields has to be again null. Okay, that means again අපිට ආයෙත් එතන delete කරගෙන ඉන්න බෑනේ. users ලා they don't like that thing, right? So here I'll run the program and show you. Okay, so this is the user interface. You would insert a data in id and the name, let's say test name, test address line 1 test address line 2 and test city. Okay, insert here like this. Then මේ message එකේ මේ වගේ icon success මේ වගේ button okay එකත් එක්කම එනවා. Rather than just having it like that, it is really professional, right? So having a button like this and all. Okay, here okay click කරාම again everything went off. then ඔයාට ඕන නම් ආයෙත් මෙතන type කරන්න පුළුවන්. delete කරගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ නෑ ආයෙ මෙතන ගිහින් නේද? Now let's get back here, close it and we'll reopen it again. then ඔයාට insert කරපු data සෙම එකක්ම බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් මේක. This is clear now? Inserting data from a form into the database, is it clear? Namain, do you have any doubts up to this? Any doubts in the coding or related to anything? You can even take a picture of the code if you want. I'll keep it as this. You can take a picture of it. Do practice, okay? Now this is inside the btn insert button. Okay, still we didn't code here. Connection has to be given. After the connection is given, you can easily insert the data into the database directly from the form. Again, the problem is coming. You can watch the video again, recording එක බලන්න. Be careful. Connection has to be given like this. Go to the connect to database. Under the tools, there is something called connect to database. From here, you have to change the server into SQL server, and then here you have to give the server name. You can get the server name from here, database engine again. Copy this and paste it over here. Then you will be able to see all the databases which is inside this server. then you can select whatever the server from the databases or from the database is from these web databases. You can select whatever that you want to be inserted into the Visual Studio. Here all these are databases. Making auto on එකක් select කරලා edit කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Then finally, soon after adding that, you will be having the database over here. So when you click on the database in the property, okay, database property එකේදී ඔයාට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතන ගිහින් property එකේ බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. Yeah, the connection string. Okay, connection string එකෙන් ඉඳලා තමයි connection string එක copy all දීලා ගන්න. Okay, you will copy all from here and then you have to paste it inside this, the double quotation. Okay, so then we can do the update then. Okay, so as we have done the insert, we'll do the update as well. Update එකට පස්සේ insert delete එක විතරයිනේ, delete is easy really, so we can do it. So now let me copy the same button, insert button again, and we'll paste it, and we'll name the text into update, and we'll change the color, some other color. Let's say it's this color. Okay, then api update button එකේ ඇතුළට යන්. Here also you have to do the same. You have to open the connection. CON has to be open, connection has to be open, and then let's create a string variable. String variable, we can name this as not, we are not going to add anything. Then මෙතන අපි update නේ කරන්න යන්නේ. එතකොට update කියන එක මෙතන දෙමු. Update කරන්න කියලා. Update the table, and then let's say update the table, which is equal to, now we'll type the query. So let's say update කරන්න which table TBL hospital නේද? Copy that name and paste it over here. Update කරන්න මේ table එක and set txt HID, okay, H underscore ID equal to single quotation, double quotation, plus plus. අපි කියන්නේ the same thing. TXT not the ID finally එන්නේ dot text. This is also should not be ID. This is has to be name. Same name has to be given. You can't change the names. Okay, if it is name, you have to type the same. Address line 1, everything has to be set. Okay, so this is one, and comma, let's say address hospital underscore ed underscore 1. Yeah. 1 is equal to single quotation, double quotation, plus plus txt address line 1 dot text box එකේ update කරන එක මේකට update කරන්න. And again after this comma, let's say h underscore ed underscore 2 is equal to single quotation, double quotation, plus plus txt line 2 dot text. Okay, and then finally city එක තියෙන්නේ නේද? comma, we are having the city. City is equal to single quotation, double quotation, plus plus txt txt city dot text. Then අපි මේක මම ඔයාලට මේ query එක කියලා දුන්නා නේද? Query update insert everything I have taught you. The same thing what you are doing is from this text box, if someone change something in this text box, that has to be set to the city. Okay, likewise update the data table has to be updated. Here we have to say where the h underscore id is h underscore id is equal to single quotation, double quotation, plus plus txt id dot text. මේ id එකට equal නම් මේ id එකට equal වෙලා තියෙන ඒකට විතරක් තමයි ඔයා change කරන්න ඕනේ. All the relevant data which is equal to this id has to be updated. That's what we are telling. And finally, we can close the method. Okay, we have opened it. Okay. That's it. Now update එකට පස්සේ මොනවද කරන්න යන්නේ? Below here we'll say the same thing. cmd is equal to sql command, new sql command, which is the update මේකත් command එකත් ඒ වගේම connection with it. This is a command, that's it. Connection, same thing. Again, let's say cmd is execute non-query, not end execute, it's execute non-query. Yeah, that's all. And finally you can close the what connection. Close කරගත්තා නම් හරි. දැන් අපි මොනවද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? update කරන්න තමයි කියන්නේ. Okay, so මේකට තව විදියක් තියෙනවා. That means you can upload all the text from the databases, from the values back again to the text boxes, and then you can do the updates. But here we don't have much time නේද? මම ඔයාලට update එක විතරක් කියලා දෙන්නම්. හරි? update කරන්න මේ table එක ඒකෙන් මේ දේවල් මේ text boxes වලට equal කරන්න where id එක මේකට equal නම් විතරයි. Okay, මේ id එකක් නැත්තම් මෙතන update කරලා වෙලක් තියෙනවද? Since we have this id, okay, let's see. මෙතන තියෙනව නේද test name, test address කියලා මේ වගේ මේකක්. නැත්තම් 2 එක ගමුකෝ. We are going to update this. So look at this. Currently it says it's 2 mk12 test city. But we'll go here and we'll run the program. We'll run the program and we'll say 2 කියන id එකේ නම change කරන්න යන්නේ මම දැන්. Let's say abc කියලා දැනට මේකත් let's say demo කියලා, demo 1, demo test, demo underscore city කියලා මම නිකන් type කරන්න. Now it has to be updated. Okay, now we'll go here. We didn't add any මේකනේ අපි මොකුත් add කරේ නෑනේ. මේ message box මොකුත් එන්න ඕනේ මොනාර එන්න ඕනේ කියලා. We can add the message box as well. If this is correct, this has to happen කියන එක. What's that? Message box එකක් දාගෙන we'll add the message box as well. Before the query is say message box dot show so the double quotation, let's say updated killer. That's the message. Then the title comma, it's a success message. Again comma එකක් එක් කරගමු. Message box button එක dot ok කියලා දෙන්න. then comma message box icon එක dot asterisk. That's it. And the same thing. අපි මේක copy කරලා දෙන්න නම් හරි. Text boxes has to be null again. Only the query is different නේද? query එක විතරයි මෙතන අපි change කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Let's save it and then we'll run it. change කරමු. හරි. 2 කියන data එක change කරමු to ABC. I'll type ABC for all. ABC ABC ABC. Successfully updated. Okay. Let's get big here. See, currently it says MK12 test set STG and all. Okay. So I'll again reload it. Yeah, it has been updated. 2 කියන ID එකේ ABC 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 කියන එක update වෙලා තියෙනවා. Clear? මේක හරියද? Insert කරන්න දන්නවා දැන් ඔයාලට. ඒ වගේම update කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එකත් දැන් දන්නවා. Isn't it? And you know how to create a form as well. And finally we'll do the delete function as well. Okay? Delete is really easy. So what you do, copy the same button. Now we have programmed one form. Neither. And we'll change this into delete. And you can change the color, back color into red color. And let's get into the back delete button. And let's say again the same connection dot open karanna. And then kiyamu string data type string variable එකක් හදමු which can be named as delete or something. Okay, del කියලා මම දෙන්නම්. Okay, delete which is equal to inside the double quotation, let's say delete which may table again neither. Underscore where h id h underscore id is equal to single quotation double quotation plus plus ext id dot text. That's it. Then අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් command එකක් මේකත් equal to new SQL command. What are the commands? Del කියලා තියෙන එක ඒ වගේම comma connection එක දෙන්න. then finally cmd dot execute non-query. And close the connection dot close. ඒකට කලින් අපි මෙතන message box එකක් දාගමු නේද? Message box would say that dot show the success message. Message box button dot okay. Message box icon dot string. Again, delete from the table where the id is equal to this. Alright, then me 2 කියන data එක delete කරන්නම්. Okay, so we don't want to have this 2 data over here. So what you can do, type the data id successfully deleted. Okay, now if we get back here, then මේක තියෙනවා 1 2 3 කියලා තියෙනවා. Close this. Again, if you open it, the 2 won't be there. Yeah, 1 and 3 is only there. මේක හරිද? දැන් ඔයාලට insert එක දන්නවා, update එක දන්නවා, delete එක දන්නවා. Throughout the form, how you can insert, how you can update, and how you can delete a data from the database කියන එක දැන් ඔයාලට දන්නවා. And another thing I'll teach you, Solution Explorer එකේදී you are having only one form නේ, only this form is there නේ පුතා. Again, if you wanted to add another form, you can here, this is the demo application. Right click over here, add කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. In this you can add Windows form. Again the same steps. You will give a name here, Windows form එක, you will give a name for it and then you can edit. Okay, so if it is like frm underscore can create a patient form as well. Okay, like this. Am I clear? තේරුණාද මේක? Then code එක හරියට බලා ගන්න, because I want you to practice this a lot, and this is really going to help you in your future. You will be coding all these things in your future. ඔයාලත් මේ වගේ පොඩි try එකක් හදලා බලන්න, insert කරලා update කරලා ඒ වගේම delete කරලා බලන්න. හරි? So all the 3 functions we learned it when we were doing SQL classes, database classes as well. Now it has been taught to you again in this as well. Okay, how you can use a programming in order to insert it. Okay, එතකොට ඔයා C# එකකින් ඉඳලා insert කරලා තියෙනවා. So there are some other like things as well where you can pass the status and other stuffs and all, but that is advanced. You will learn it in your diploma classes, maybe not even in the diploma classes. HNDs එහෙම කියනකොට ඔයාලට ඒක උගන්වනවා වෙන්නේ නැති. Maybe in the diploma classes they would teach you. Hari? Any doubts? Any doubts? Yeah, that is up to you. You are need payment bill pay karna, that is also not like this only, like same way. Insert button, pay update button again. You will add another button in order to do the payment. Do that. This is not a payroll system or anything, right? This is a hospital details form. It's a form. Okay, under the hospital management system you are having one form. That's what we were learning from the beginning. We were learning something called objects, where you will be having objects in a class. So this is a particular object. okay, hospital කියන එක object එකක්. So hospital ID is an object's property, okay, and insert is a method. So pay කියන එක, if you are having something like a payroll system එකක් නම්, if නැත්තම් employee කෙනෙකුට payment එක කරන්නට theoretically you have to think, okay, you can't just put a pay button and you can't just put a method, okay. So you have to theoretical think, okay, if it is employee details, okay, employees would do the payment, then you have to have a connection. The class diagram I have taught you, then throughout the class diagram you will find out what are the methods, which class will have the method and all. Then from there you will get that thing, okay, you can generate it easily throughout there. Any questions, Buddha? Any other questions? Go through the recording. If you have any doubts related to database connection, SQL connection and other stuff. Any other doubts? If I plus another. Tanzim, Adira, Nisha. Lahir, Nari doubts another. Maturaj. Okay then. If there is no any doubts, then we can wind up the session. Please do the practice, okay? So all the three okay, all the three programs has been taught to you, which is the basic things which I taught you in the SQL class as well. So insert, update, delete මේ තුනම හොඳට practice කරන්න. Select එකත් ඔයාලට දන්නවා. Select also you can do, but for now it is not needed in this, and you better do more practice in this itself, then it would be really easy for you to do more like assignments and other stuff when it comes to your diploma and all. Okay, fine guys, then we'll wind up the session. See you, bye.